Darlene here from Darlene's Garden. It's Sunday. It's the first Sunday of the new year. It is also the 12th day of Christmas. Tomorrow begins Epiphany. I have some sadness in my heart this morning. I just found out that a good friend of mine lost her son this morning. My heart just breaks for her. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to tell you who she is or even her name. But those of you who pray for her family, because it's got to be hard. Oh, about 6 months or so, 6 or 7 months, he had some open heart surgery. So I don't know for a fact, but I'm guessing that his death might have been heart-related. That would be the logical assumption. I really don't know. I just know he died. This morning, early when I woke up, I always get pretty early on Sunday, her Facebook posts kept saying, pray, please pray. Well, and then a couple of hours later, we found out that her son had passed away. And he was in his mid-20s, young. So it's got to be hard. Anyway, I'll get on to something more uplifting and cheerful. I love Sundays because I love going to church. We don't get there every Sunday, but we get there most Sundays. I was on worship team this morning. I love being on worship team. That's my favorite Sundays at church are the Sundays that I get to be up front playing music. And I like the songs we did this morning. I know one time I shared with you in one of my previous videos, I shared a little snippet of one of the songs when I was in worship team, and then I got a copyright ding, which didn't really hurt anything, but I don't like the copyright ding. So I'm not going to share any of it with you. I'm wondering if I were to play the song or the music myself and sing myself, if it would copyright ding. I'll have to try that sometime. So let me tell you what I did yesterday. Saturday night, it was Friday night, during the night, Saturday morning, we had lots and lots of wind. And so yesterday I went out and looked. The wind had blown all of the plastic off of one part of my garden. And I'd been wanting to rearrange the garden bed right there. So I thought, well, I'll just take the plastic clear off and just start from scratch. So that's what I did. The semi-raised beds, they're in ground, but with little with boards around them to kind of delineate where the beds are. So, and they're a little deeper there because I put dirt and soil and compost and stuff in last year, and I need to get that done again. But it was going perpendicular to the house, and I had already switched out one of them to go parallel to the house, and I wanted this one parallel to the house too. So I picked all that up and moved it so it's parallel to the house, and come closer to spring, we'll need to do a little bit of repairs on some of the corners so that it will be a little better. But anyway, I got that turned around and made sure that the plants that I was protecting were inside of it, and then turned all of my hoops the other direction. My hoops are, you're going to laugh at this, and I think I've told you a long time ago, but not recently. I went to the dollar store summer before last. I bought hula hoops. I took them apart, and then I got dowels that would fit inside on each end. And I pushed the dowels down into the ground and put each end of the hula hoop on the dowel to make the hoops. And then I put the plastic over the top of it. The way I rearranged it, the majority of it now got to have two covers of the plastic, which I think will be, interestingly enough, the stuff that was under there, my red veined sorrel, gosh, it's grown a lot. It seems to love being under. I didn't know if it was cold tolerant, but apparently it must be because it's flourishing underneath that plastic. And then I have a kale that's under there. And I planted some little cabbages. I think they're cabbages. But you could just barely tell where they are. So I've got, as you know from the video a couple of days ago, I started some cold tolerant plants, and I plan to get them when they get bigger. That's kind of the area they're going to go in. So I was glad to get that all rearranged, and I got the edges of the plastic battened down a little tighter than I had it before, because the plastic wasn't fitting just right when it was the other direction, but I'm going to put it parallel to the house. The plastic fits better, and so that's good, and I got it battened down on all four sides so that the wind is less likely to mess with it again. I suppose if I took a staple gun out there and stapled some of the plastic to the boards that have it battened down with, it might protect it a little more. But I want to be able to get in there from time to time and check on things. So it's easier for me if it's not fastened that far down. Got my grow lights set up for the plants that I started the other day, the seeds that I planted the other day. And so they're on, they have a grow light and a heat mat to help them be warm enough to germinate, and I'm getting anxious for those to start growing. And like I said, those are just cold tolerant plants, so I'm thinking about 8 weeks. Middle of March is my goal for when they go outside. And of course I'll have to start hardening them off at some point a week or so before that. And trying to think what else I need to talk to you about today. Really, there's not much. It's hard sometimes in the winter, and especially if I haven't done much. Spent the last day or so catching up on a lot of watching your videos, because I learned so much from all of you. And you hear my kitty cat, one of my kitty cats meowing. What you doing, girlie? Come here. Come on. Come say hi to everybody. Here. Come say hi to everybody. This is my blue-eyed girlie. This is Lulu. She's a sweetheart. She's the one who sleeps with me in the bed. More often than not, she lays on top of me, but sometimes just beside me. Once in a while, she'll crawl over and lay on top of, walk all over my husband, and then she'll come back and lay on top of me. So I can tell Daddy's been petting you too. He puts spit on your back. he kisses her like, I kiss her just normal. Mwah. Huh, girlie? Are you wanting to get down? There you go. My other kitty cat this morning when I took a shower, and we heat our home with a kerosene stove. And so I love in the winter time, I can, after I wash my hair, I can go over and bend over in front of the stove, because the stove's running at that time of morning. It was like, well, it was 33 for a while, and then it got down to 32 right before we went to church, because we left. I got up at 4, and we left for church just a few minutes before 7. And anyway, the heater's on because it's cold out. And so I stand there in front of the heater and bend over, and it helps to dry my hair so that I can put a little, my hair is naturally straight. Most of the time you see it naturally messy. But where was I? Lost my train of thought. Anyway, we've got a lot to look forward to this year. Pastor was saying this morning, we're either excited about the new year or we're kind of stressed out about the new year. And 2020 he reminded us that it's election year. And the thing he brought out was, no matter what happens, no matter who runs or who wins, God's in control of the outcome. And that we should, of course, vote our conscience, at the same time know that God's in control, even if it doesn't turn out the way we think it should or ought to. And that my own thought that went along with that is that we need to be completely in tune with God so that he can tell us who he wants us to vote for. He may tell you to vote for someone different than he tells me. And that's okay. You may believe things differently than I do, and that's okay too. That's part of the joy of living in America, is that we don't all have to agree on things. And that's okay. We may like or not like our current government administration. But whether we like them or whether we don't like them, we need to be respectful of them and know that they're there for a reason. We may not understand that reason. We may not like everything. Well, as with most things, there are things we like and things we don't like. Why is a certain person in office? Why is someone else not there? Our government, our voting structure is set up so that it's as fair as it can be. That just the decision isn't made just by the populations in the big cities, but that people from all the states have a say-so. States with less population have a say-so in what happens. But most of all, God is the one who allows things to happen the way they do. And it's all for a reason. Even when we don't understand that reason, our place is to be as close to God personally as we can, to keep our own life in prayer, connection with him. Religion isn't just things you do to try to make you a good person. You cannot earn your way to heaven. It is a gift from God that you must accept, just like you would accept a Christmas gift from a friend or a spouse. If that gift just sits under the tree and never gets opened, it doesn't mean much. You have to take that gift and open it. And then once you've opened it, what you do with it makes a difference on what it really means to you. And that's the way it is between us and God and Jesus, God's only Son, who became man. God himself became man, became Jesus, so that we could accept that gift that he gave us. Our scripture passage this morning was in John 1, 1 through 14. And it was about the word, logos, and the word light. And so if you read that scripture, it talks about the Word. Jesus is the Word. Whether you believed the word to believe in God's promises like the Jewish people, or like the Greek people who believed the word meant wisdom, either way, God came and the word became a person. Logos became a person. Well, every Sunday I tell you, you can go and listen to my pastor's sermon on Facebook. I haven't looked to see if it got recorded this morning, but I'm sure it probably did. Well, I like coming to you on Sundays. And I know I missed last Sunday. We were on the road from Seattle. And I didn't get around to making a video for you until kind of in the middle of the week. It was Wednesday or Thursday. And that's okay. Even though I try to get at least one a week, and I try to get it on Sunday. Don't always make it. But you know what? I really love being able to make these videos. I enjoy watching your videos. And I really hope and pray that you like watching my videos. I don't always have a lot to say, or a lot to show you, or a lot to tell you about. But it's just the fact that we're talking with each other like friends. I consider all of you who watch to be my friends. And I hope you think I'm your friend. If you like this video, click the like button and share so that other people will watch. Last time I looked, I had 309 subscribers. It would be a miracle if I know you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of watch time before you get monetized. And that would be wonderful since I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income. And a little bit of extra would be wonderful, but another one of those things that God's in control of. So if He lays it on your heart to subscribe, or if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And share, tell other people, come watch and subscribe so that I can grow. And I am going to attempt this year. I know sometimes I'll just be sitting here talking to you like I'm now. And sometimes you see me, no makeup, hair all in a scraggly mess. And that's okay. That's just who I am during the week sometimes. But I'm going to attempt to do some playlists on certain things, like certain things in the kitchen, certain things in the indoor gardening, certain things on my outdoor gardening, and to try to teach you how to do some things that I've learned. And other times I'll just be chit-chatting with you like I am today. Just our Sunday sit down together and talk. I have on my computer, I'm recording this on my phone, but on the if I go on the computer, I can actually do a live now. I did one, and I put it on private because my husband said I got it way too personal on some things and blabbered things that nobody needed to know. So that happens to me sometimes. But I'll do some lives that I don't have to set to private. And I don't know, I haven't set a goal for how often I need to do that yet. I know that gets you more watch hours. and that part is good. I get my subscriber list higher more, then I will be more concerned about my watch hours. Right now, I don't have enough subscribers to worry about it too much. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. This was just our Sunday afternoon chit-chat. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. May the good Lord richly bless you. Until the next video, this is Darlene saying goodbye.